In front of the camera, Caitriona Bath shines like a rose in a storm. Proud, indomitable, her eyes always shining with the determination of Claire Fraser. But when the lights go out, when the applause dies down, she returns to a house where there is no laughter, only a suffocating silence. Every evening, Caitriona walks through that door as if entering another world. A world where every word she says must be considered, every emotion must be suppressed. He never screams, nor does he use violence. But it is that carefully calculated coldness that makes her feel like she is living in an invisible box, gradually losing her true color and shape. Caitriona once told a close friend, "I still act, but not on set. I play the role of a happy wife day in and day out." Her biggest struggle was not leaving a man, but the fear of losing the image the world believed was real. She knew that when the real story was exposed, there would be sympathy, but also skepticism and gossip. And that had held her back for years. But when her daughter was born, everything changed. One evening, holding her baby in her arms, Caitriona realized that those innocent eyes could not grow up in an environment full of insecurity. She said to herself, "If I can't be brave enough to protect myself, then I have to be brave enough to protect my child." The decision to leave that day was one of the bravest moments of her life, even though it was also the most painful. The moment Sam Hohen stood up for Claire Fraser. Sam Hohen had worked with Caitriona for many years. He knew every deep breath she took before a difficult scene, every slight frown when Claire felt helpless. And so when Sam read the script for a key scene in the new season, he knew something was wrong. In the original version, Claire was just a listener, quiet and inconspicuous, barely given the chance to express deeper emotions. Sam felt that it was wrong, unfair to the character, and even more unfair to Caitriona. He spent an evening alone walking down a quiet Glasgow street, thinking and muttering his lines. He imagined the scene as it was, and what it would look like if Claire had been given the voice, the power to direct the story. And he knew his choice. The next day, Sam walked into the script meeting. His voice was low but firm. "Claire has been through war, loss, and betrayal. She can't just stay silent here. She has to speak, and we have to listen." The change was accepted. On set, when the cameras started rolling, Sam and Caitriona looked at each other not as actors, but as teammates who had just protected something precious. That scene left the entire crew speechless, and many said they saw Claire Fraser come to life, not because of the script, but because of Sam's silent protection. If you ever hear Sam Hogan talk about Dumfries and Galloway, you'll notice his voice changes. It becomes deeper, as if each word carries an image of childhood. He talks about winter mornings, his breath turning into thin mist in the cold air as he runs across the dewy meadows. He remembers summer afternoons when the village children would go to the beach where the wind blew so hard that their hair was tangled and the salt on their lips. "That's where I learned to dream," Sam says. Every hill, every path there had a story to tell. Dumfries and Galloway is not loud, not flashy, but it is precisely that silence that holds the purest things. The little shops selling fresh scones, the mossy stone fences, the old forests, that when you step into them, feel like you've just left the modern world. Sam invites people to come there not just to travel, but to find a sense of slowness, to listen to the wind, and to understand that true beauty sometimes lies in places that few people pay attention to. Caitriona Bath steps out of the shadows of a controlling relationship. Sam Hogan uses his position to give his co-star a voice, and then he invites us to step outside the screen to a place where all stories begin. These are more than just showbiz shards. They are a picture of courage, friendship, and a love of roots. And like the characters they play, both Caitriona and Sam are moving on, this time writing their own stories.